Hey y'all, what's going on? It's Kat. Here I am. It's not an episode, but a brain dump, a bonus brain dump. I'll do these every so often just to kind of like get my thoughts out on anything I may come across in reference to yoni or anything vagina related. So this is my bonus brain dump for today. So I came across a post on Instagram that said, why do I do this? Here we go. I came across a post on Instagram that said, having a period every month is not normal. Here's why. Why? Menstruation is the hemorrhaging and flow of fresh blood. Hemorrhaging means losing blood profusely. Hemorrhaging in any form from the brain, eyes, lung, or uterus is not normal. Holistic women on a natural, more plant-based diet will notice their periods slowly disappearing. If you bleed heavily every month, it could mean you are not consuming enough raw foods in your diet. First of all, this post is very misleading. And it's actually annoying because this person has a pretty good following. And I'm not going to discredit her either. She does sometimes has some valid posts and legit posts on her page, but some of her posts be like, nah, sis, like that's not what it is. So for somebody to have this type of following and they're spreading misinformation like this is very annoying, because nowadays people take everything on social media and just run with it and think that's what it's supposed to be. You should definitely research everything you come across on social media. How else are you going to learn? So having a period every month is absolutely normal. And I'm actually going to look up now why. The purpose of having a period. As a woman, your period is your body's way of releasing tissue that it no longer needs. Every month, your body prepares for pregnancy. The lining of your uterus gets thicker as preparation for nurturing a fertilized egg. An egg is released and is to be fertilized fertilized and settle in the lining of your uterus. Now, when you don't get pregnant, your body needs to shed that lining. Did y'all get that? When you don't get pregnant, every month when your period comes and you don't get pregnant, your body needs to shed that lining. So if you're not bleeding every month, what you just supposed to have a backup of linings up in you? Help make it make sense. Make it make sense. Periods, if you don't have a period, you have a problem. Now, hemorrhaging. If you know what hemorrhaging is heavy blood flow, excessive blood. That's not a period. First, let me define hemorrhaging for you. Hemorrhage, an escape of blood from a ruptured blood vessel, especially when profuse. Also listed as abdominal pain, blood in the stool, blood in the urine, vaginal bleeding, and in parentheses it says heavy, usually outside of normal menstruation. Hemorrhaging and menstruating, getting your period, is not the same thing. Your period should not be a hemorrhage. Like you should not be hemorrhaging on your period. You should have a light period. It should be bright red. It should be 3 to 4 days max, but 3 days. Hemorrhaging is profusely bleeding, and that's what you do not want. So no, you should not be hemorrhaging every month, but you definitely should be having a period every month. She goes on to say, holistic women on a natural, more plant-based diet will notice their periods slowly disappearing. That is not true. I did a detox for about a month, and I was only able to eat raw fruits and vegetables. Now, I did have a period while I was on the detox, and the period was maybe 3 days, It was very light. It was bright red like your period should be. And I rarely had any symptoms. I think I've had maybe like a little bit of back cramping, which I usually get all the time anyway. So it didn't bother me much. But to say that your period will disappear, that's not true. And I'm going to tell you why not having a period, dropping my sources. I'm going to tell you why not having a period is a red flag. Here are some of the things that can cause an absence of having a period. Extremely low BMI, malnourishment, chromosomal or genetic problem with your ovaries, pituitary gland issues, extreme intense exercise, stress, being overweight, extreme caloric deficit. And of course, if you're pregnant or having menopause. But other than pregnancy and going through menopause, all of those other things that I mentioned is an issue. Having a period is a sign that you are healthy and you are fertile myrtle. That's pretty much what it is. It's telling you that you are healthy and fertile myrtle. You should not have, like, imagine you just don't get your period, right? So what does that say to you? I mean, a period is a pain to deal with every month, but at least you know you're healthy. You know you're fertile in most cases. And it's a sign, your period will tell you everything you need to know. Now, if you have a trash diet, your period will reflect that. You will bleed heavily. You will have severe cramping, nausea, what else? Severe bloating. All of those things are not normal. You should not have a drastically painful period like that. If your period is like that, you need to change your diet. And a lot of things that go on in your body reflect from your diet. So if your diet is poor, your period is going to be trash. If your diet is okay, your period will be okay. If your diet is great, your period will be great. It will show. Now, what I do want to point out is her first slide says having a period every month is not normal. But then her last slide says, if you bleed heavily every month, it could mean you're not consuming enough raw foods into your diet. The last slide is somewhat accurate because the more processed food and meats that you consume, everything in that will reflect in your period and you will have severe symptoms. Eat your fruits, eat your vegetables. And this is why I have this podcast, because I want to debunk stuff like this. And even the stuff that I'm doing my due diligence to research and bring to you guys, I still want you to research it because I can possibly be wrong. Or what may work for me may not work for another. Remember, everybody is different. Our bodies are different. The way we eat is different. Everything is different. So what I say that worked for me may not work for you. And again, even though I am researching and I'm trying to debunk posts that are misleading like this or trying to bring certain information for you, please research it for yourself. Somebody that doesn't know any better will see this post and go to their doctor probably and be like, well, why am I getting a period? Sis, you're supposed to. You're supposed to, sis. Now, definitely go to your doctor if your period is heavy. And I'm more excited now to when the episode that I talk about periods and things like that come up, because there's so many things like periods, birth control, so many things that affect your uterus and make it work or make it not work. You know, it's just so many things. So again, do your research for yourself. Don't take everything that you see on social media and run with it. Look it up for yourself and educate yourself. I'm going to do my best to educate you, but still look it up yourself. And that's all I have for you. I'll see y'all next time. Peace and love.